All right, we are on live on the Zoom platform with Circle of Grace One Live with myself, Brother Francis E. Revels-Bey. This is every Thursday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And what we aim to do for this show is actually always a continuation of now the teachings from my book here. And we'll show it here for Dancing in the Light of Divine Grace. And this book is getting out around the country, not only from my various clients and students and friends through Facebook, but also a lot of people hearing me in different capacities broadcasting. I'm on, this morning I was on for about a little over 2 hours on the Thor radio network through Blog Talk Radio. I was on from 9 a.m. my time to 11 a.m. Eastern, which was 11 a.m. Eastern to 1 p.m. Eastern. And we had a good link of people. We had many people in queue for getting questions and answers, comments in. About 15 people, and then in the chat room we had about 10, close to 10 people. So before we get started, through divine power and by divine grace, for all of you who have the opportunity to witness the show live as a broadcast video stream, or later on, usually in about 2 hours, this show is uploaded into my YouTube channel. May you be blessed by all that you hear and see and receive. Know that this is a golden opportunity. This is a very important time. Any moment of your life is important. But this one for this month is the Lion's Gate that happens every year because it happens in the sign of Leo. And it's where the planet Sirius is aligned and the Earth is aligned together. And they are connected. The Great Central Sun is also known as Sirius A, and this is a very strong period. So this prayer, and I'm getting a lot of downloaded energy right now, so I had one thing in mind to do, but we are focusing intently on one specific idea out of this book, and I'm going to tie that into something in terms of a brief meditation, and also to help amplify your divinity today. So at least 3 times a week from my own blog talk radio show on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Eastern, then coming back on the Thor radio platform on Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then coming here on the Zoom platform with a live video stream. Taking these 3 opportunities a week to help you open up more to your divinity. Our divine nature is forever flowing through us, and you're going to begin to see streams of energy. Before you felt and sensed them, but now with your third eye widely opened through your physical eyes, you're going to be able to see the beings around you. Not only will you see your ancestors, but you're going to see celestial beings around you. You're going to feel their presence more. Feel more of a presence that's angelic around you. You're going to feel the Deva kingdom around you. Before, it was just coming in spurts, but now everyone who is ready to receive, who desires to know, you're going to be able to see them. You're going to have your own bridge of communication. And just as I said that word, I've got a little cycle of silver blue light. So I want to say amen, and so shall it be. If I didn't tell you before, Thank you for being supportive in this work that's pouring forward for all of us. And this is a golden opportunity for us to be bathed in the processes of unfolding in our own divine presence, which is the I am presence. So one of the things that I want to help us understand is that, and I even have it highlighted here, on page 60 of my book, it says, our lives are constantly evolving and transforming as they are expressions of divinity. I'm going to read that part. Our lives are constantly evolving and transforming as they are expressions of energy, thought forms, just like other neighboring galaxies and universal organisms. As we are sparks of divinity, microcosmic cells within the body of divine providence, we are always expanding and contracting in the greater context of creative reality of the divine mind. Now, this is something that we want to begin to comprehend because this is a part of creation, and the universes at large are in their cycles, the galaxies, the various constellations, as we call them, star constellations, different levels of birthing new life continuously. And it's being said, but not always proven, but being felt and proven that way to ourselves individually that are ready. There are all kinds of beings present who have gathered here, some you've never even seen before. Some come in the guise of ourselves, where our soul essence is alive and well and kicking strong. So through the eyes of our own soul, we're beginning to see, hear, understand, sense, feel the presence of angelic forces, divine essences, David Kingdom energies, elementals, you name it, we're going to feel it. There is a reason why we are feeling this, because we have to begin to remember that we are not the only ones functioning. Yes, we, billions of minds have agreed to see the earth in this way, see all the teeming possibilities that are infinite and some that are just common, some that are limited. But we're beginning to have some breakthroughs. And often when we see people, quote unquote, acting out in negative ways or ways that we do not understand, those individuals are masters who have signed an agreement to do that. Why? They're here to act as a catalyst for us to be projected outward and onto the stage of divinity and begin to trust in it, operate in it fully, to be totally conscious and to be at peace. Now, the way I'm talking to you right now, I'm trying to hold myself together here because the energy is really flowing and I could feel this. So I'm listening and on a completely different level from the inside of myself. And I'm seeing various images before me. I'm seeing reflections around me. And these are the things that you also shall feel at any given point in your life, any given moment. This is why meditation is so important. It's important to do some form of meditation, whether it's silent, interactive, meaning guided meditation where you're listening to it or someone is guiding you through it, like I do a lot here on my shows, giving you a lot of my creative pathwork meditations, using music. Maybe you are someone who practices various forms of healing, energetic levels such as pranic, yoga, pranic healing, uh, Tai Chi just for yourself, or you are applying Qigong healing technique, or you are doing, who knows, moxibustion, or you're doing acupuncture, acupressure, or you're doing Jore, which is another form of Reiki, or you are just in your own way led to a remembrance as a energy worker, working with crystals and sound, be it your vocal cords or sound of Tibetan bowls, or ringing crystal bowls or Tibetan bowls. This is the time, and you're going to find this energy, as I'm being told to tell you, presence of Akhenaten is here, and I'm hearing him pass this information to remind you that use as much as this time that you can. Now, the Lion's Gate crested open on 8/8/2017, well, they call it 888. But he's also saying to sense this energy. Here we are 2 days later in the Earth plane, Earth matrix. And he's saying that this energy is lasting all the way around the 26th to 27th. So it starts to crest, goes up, and just like you have a waxing moon and a waning moon, well, we've waxed up at a high vibration. We're kind of floating right now. And then right around the 17th or 18th, the energy starts to come down more and closes itself out gently and quietly around the 26th through the 27th. Now, some people, they will say, well, it happened already the 8th and the 9th, but if you are empathic, you will notice that the door, the gateway of this energy is still open. It is only closed to those who feel that it is closed, and is open to those who feel within themselves that it is open. So within myself, through the Angel of Grace, Mother Grace, Grandma Charlotte, and everyone else, Akhenaten, Queen Tiair, Isis, it's wide open. It hasn't closed yet. It's a huge, huge gateway. And there are various layers of activity that are going on, from even in this earthly existence, sunrise to sunset. There's something happening all the time, energy being processed. So now it takes some 30 days or so, or 24 days, to feel this energy pull all the way through your body. But just as that energy's gateway closes down, the cells in your body are still opening. You're still having more energy being rooted inside of you through your various grid lattices of the meridians running through your body. So all of this is still going on. It doesn't just, like a light switch, you cut on a light and then you cut it off. It doesn't operate like that in the universe. The light switch is up for a million years to a billion years, and then it's down for another level or so, but it doesn't shut off. Why? Because the energy is constantly in motion. Even when it appears to be still, it is constantly in motion. And this is what you learn when you study Hatha Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, all kind of yogas, all kind of internal martial arts systems. You learn that your whole goal is to be very calm on the inside and allow all of that activity on the outside, let it be, but you be calm on the inside. Therefore, you could ride on the ridges of that energy and still get to your target or get to your goal. So this energy now is like one big seed dropped down through the various planes, as well as this energy coming down into you, into the earth, bathing the earth. There's energy that's continuously being released on the inside of you, blustering, surging energy on the inside of you. At the same time, within this period of, let's say, from August the 3rd, when it began, and as it rolls around through the 27th, that's giving you 24 days right there. Just realize that this entire month was the opening and seeding and getting ready to root and center. Yet you have a whole year ahead of you to begin to transcend, but first transform, but even before then to work on purifying yourself on various levels. Now, I've said this before that many of us who were, let's say if you were a person that was constantly on the go all the time, you might be more so on the go, more so physically active. If you're a person who's very sedentary, you might be more so sedentary. There are times, though, everybody in between from one extreme to the other is going to have this very intense desire to go to sleep. You're going to be groggy, you're going to be tired, and that means you have to give in. Why? Because the heavier information is coming into your cellular memory, and you're not going to be able to digest all of it. So it's like your soul puts your conscious ego aside and makes you go to sleep so you can receive this information and therefore put it into motion on a higher level for you. Also, to tailor made this energy for you so that you could gradually shift into it. So you have an entire year right up to the eve of next year's Lion Gate. And then you've got the month before it, where you've got a lot of energy interacting that's preparing you for it. So you got 60 days of energy from July all the way into August. And then you have a whole year, 10 months all the way around, 11 months to experience, to get the feeling what it's like. In other words, an example, if you've never driven a car, you start learning to drive, but now you have a choice. You can learn how to drive the stick shift, or you can learn how to drive an automatic, and now you learn how to drive on air, sun, solar energy, electrical energy. That's something altogether different. You learn how to direct the motor vehicle with your mind. So you learn that there's so many different ways in which to transport yourself. It is the same. There's no way in the world that you're going to be able to take on all of the energy in one shot. This is not like going to the doctor and getting a booster shot. It doesn't work that way. You have to gradually pair yourself up with the energy. So the more research you can do, the more reading, going online, going to YouTube, go to other various websites where people are talking about these different changes that are going on. This heightens your awareness. This also makes it easier for you to comprehend so that you don't tense up. The last thing you want to do is become fearful of this energy when you don't have to, because really, this is something we all have asked for. So like I said earlier, there are various beings coming here who are watching this, because Earth is like considered the lowest, the last rung on the ladder. If this place could get it together, it's a grand experiment to see it work out and then see this excitement overflow and mushroom into the other parts of the universe. So there are many people here that are awakening, that are already awake, that are assisting others in this process. And we are assisting each other in the process to remember that we've done this before. We've done it in other parts of the world, in other constellations, multi-universes. These forms of, I'll call it civilizations, but in a spiritual, etheric sense, are overlapping our own. And I like to call it lanes of energy. You have a lane that you're operating in, and there are lanes that you're interested in going into and discovering and seeing how you would fare in those lanes. All of them are overlapping. So don't be surprised if one day you look up and you see your mother or your father standing right next to you. You feel a huge energy presence that's 36 feet tall or hundreds and hundreds of miles tall, and you're like walking in what feels like its foot, or you're seated in what feels like its hand, or you're in like what feels like its eye. All of these energetic forms, we are a part of them on some level. So we're going to find that we have a greater and greater, more expansive interest in striving to get this information. So as I had read from page 60 there, what you needed to remember. Here's something else that you should remember. And this statement in itself is very important. And I want to find, there's a little passage here that has some poems in it. And I want to read one of these poems that kind of speak to you. There were 3 poems. One started at 101 called Spirit of the Dove. Another was entitled, or an entitled piece on page 102. And the other is much longer, called The Breath of One God. Well, the one I want you to receive is this one. Spirit of the Dove. Now, when I read this, you can receive this like it's a meditation, because these are reflections of energy that's present. Spirit of the Dove. I awaken each morning to carry out my dream. Divine sparks of deep joy. Great laughter I receive from the morning sun. You just take a moment and feel what that energy is like for you. Can you imagine awakening each morning right after a dream that you can comprehend, and then you initiate it? And in your initiation, you know that the divine speaks with deep joy, and it's sparkling light, and you're hearing great laughter coming from the morning sun. The next passage, the dew upon each blade of grass. Now get the image, the dew, droplets of water, dew on each blade of grass, brings reflections of my soul, sort of like a looking glass. My heart abounds with unconditional love. That means there's no conditions, no strings attached. I'm not selecting one blade of grass over the next. As I peer through the windows of my mind. So let me reread. The dew upon each blade of grass brings reflections of my soul. My heart abounds with unconditional love as I peer through the windows of my mind. So you're on the inside looking out. The windows of the mind. Well, they call the windows of the soul of your physical eyes, with the windows of the mind are all of those chakras, you see. Then it says, my heart soars like an eagle to the other side, where I embrace the loving light for an eternity, upon the wings of the dove. Now the dove, if you follow a little bit of Western astrological symbolism, in the sign of Scorpio, you have the scorpion, the more earthly character and expression that has the 2 claws, the body, the tail, and the two claws are pinchers. And then you will have the eagle. The eagle is the second stage. That's where one is changing their levels of consciousness toward divinity. They can be the messenger between the spirit world and the earthly world. And then there's the dove, total freedom. The dove being more like what we call Christ or Buddhic consciousness. So in this, the spirit of the dove, we are moving away from the energy of Scorpio, from the more earthly energy, and we're stepping into the soul essence, which is the eagle, and then our divinity within that, which is the dove. And all of these are reflections in your mind. I mean, you're constantly playing the thoughts over and over and over, back and forth, until you have a better understanding. Now, as you begin to have this better understanding, you begin to connect now with the processes of your divine nature. Your divine nature has been activated for many lifetimes. And in each and every lifetime, you get a chance to open up the ends of the DNA to let out light and let in more light. They call the ends, as I found out the other day, and I've heard the term before, it's called telomeres, T-E-L-O-M-E-R-E, a telomere. There's one on each end area, and this is where it kind of holds the helix together, holds all the data, all the encodements together. I was playing around with the words, telomere, and I saw 3 words. First, I equated tel, T-E-L, also with a root word in itself like television, telegraph. The telegraph, old-fashioned telegraph, was a means of communication. The telephone is now where you are led to have the cell phone. And now you've got all these other intricate things like a Bluetooth ear and jaw bone, as they call it, and now you're using what they call Wi-Fi, and you're having all kinds of communication. But that's what the television did what? Allow you to see something being said to you through your sight. Television. So I looked at the word mirror, and I thought of it more as the French word. The French word for mother is mère, M-E-R-E. Over the first E, there's an accent that leans to the left. And this is mother. And then I saw the letter O. And the letter O made me think of that which is complete unto itself, that which is infinite, that which is also speaking to the presence of the Divine Mother. So I thought of the telomeres as these end caps on the helix that allow you to have a conversation with the Divine Feminine, the Divine Mother, but also for the Divine Mother to have an exact and direct communication with you. The alma mater, she's here to tell you something about yourself. So I thought about just playing around with the words, the meanings, and how there's many messages hidden inside. Even the sound of om, O-M, is telometer, or telometer, if you want. You can measure the sound of mother, but she is infinite to you. You can communicate with Gaia or Sophia, but she's still infinite to you. So only that which is infinite can communicate with itself. You're a part of this greater divinity. This is something that we all are seeking. We're like the little angels on earth. Angels, play on word, angles. We're little degrees. And what is a degree? A degree is an increment of light. And we use light to be symbolic for the truth. So it's an increment of truth, and each increment or degree is perfect and infinite within itself. So keeping that in mind, that which is on the inside of us outlives that which is on the outside. This external form will only last but so long. And we could do a whole lot of things to create immortality so that this part that's on the outside can become more youthful, but eventually, dust to dust, the earthly part of us must return to the earth or into the particles of light so that the soul can be what? Absolutely free. So we are seeking to remember our sense of freedom, our sense of awareness that we are the word in action. We are a divine nature, and it's natural to be in the presence of divinity. It is natural to be in the presence of divinity. And knowing that this external form is really an illusion. When we realize that it's just an illusion, then it no longer matters. It no longer can affect us because it can't control us, because it is purely physical and it only belongs to the physical plane. This is why when the body speeds up, the soul can be released through the pores of the skin. Of course, the pores do dilate and allow the soul to travel up through the body and come on the outside of the body. Eventually, we're going to realize that we are much larger than we think. If you're 5'7", in reality, in the soul, maybe you're 7'5". Maybe you're 75 feet, 57 feet, but you're much bigger than what you think or what you've been told. And many of us, again, are going to have these numerous experiences. Of course, we're here to remember. It's time to reflect, absorb, embrace, and then move forward with the energy called self. We're here to master ourselves. We're here to dance with ourselves, with the light from within. This light is always present, it's always flowing through us. So we have about another 6 to 8 minutes left. If you want to get this book in your hands, $25 for the book, $3 for package and postage, total of $28. You can email me, Brother Francis, at iam.circleofgrace with the number 1 at the end at gmail.com or iam.circlegrace1 at yahoo.com, and ask and say that you would love to buy this book. And if you need more information, I will send you a PDF flyer and give you all the directions, from a PayPal payment to sending United States postal money order, bank check, bank money order. Now, let's have a little meditation. As we said earlier, that you are shifting. You are embracing this new you. And in order to do that, you have to let go of something, right? You have to let go of some form of doubt rolling around in your mind. You've got to let go of false fears. You have to allow yourself to receive. And remember, you're a part of this greater creation, so you're constantly expanding. So what we're going to do is a meditation where you're going to see yourself expand the auric field. Now, I did this a little different on my show Wednesday on Blog Talk. I'm going to reconstruct it a little differently. I'm going to count 3 times from 1 to 10. And this is going to allow you, the soul man, the soul woman, to think about freedom, being absolutely free. Let me have a little bit of water. You're going to not play with the concept. You're going to flow with this concept. So what I want you to do right now is take a deep breath in through the nose and out of the mouth. As you are inhaling and exhaling in this manner, I want you to place the tongue to the roof of your mouth just behind your 2 front teeth. Now the point for this externally is right here. This point right here underneath your nose, the top area where the teeth are, that's where the point is right back there. And when you bring the upper jaw together with the bottom jaw, let them touch the teeth. Another circuit is connected here, which is the bottom jaw center teeth on that ridge. But you're connecting to the top. All I want you to do right now, just relax into this flow. And I'm going to count in a normal count, and then I'm going to take it a little longer. Might do 4 reps of this. Starting right now, I just want you to relax into it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. 5. Inhale. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale. Exhale. Take a moment and just recycle your breath. 1 inhalation and 1 exhalation. I don't want you to think about anything. This is not any form of hypnosis. This is just allowing yourself to play, but to realize you're this energy that I'm counting into with you. Now we go 10 times 10. 100. Inhale. 200. 300. Let it out. Inhale. Hold it. Inhale again. 400. 500. 600. Exhale. 1 cycle inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. Exhale. Take a moment and just scan your body and what you're feeling. We went from 1 to 10 and now 100 to 1,000. So we're going to multiply it again. Are you ready? Take 1 cycle of breath in and out. Relax your shoulders. Sit a little more straight. Inhale, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Hold it. Inhale a little more if you can, and then exhale. 1 cycle, inhale and exhale. Continue. Inhale, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. Inhale, exhale. Relax into it. Inhale, 8,000, 9,000, and 10,000. Release. Already across the top, you've done 10,000 plus 1,000 plus 100. So you did 10,000 what? You did a lot. You did actually more than 10,000. You did 11,100 streams of light. Milliamperes, as my late father would say, milliamperes of light. And I took you to 10,000. And you've had a total of 11,100. So I'm going to let you add on what's going to happen. 100,000. Inhale. Just focus on 100,000. 200,000. 300,000. Hold it. Exhale. Inhale and let it out. As you inhale, 400,000, 500,000, 600,000. Hold it. Let it circulate through your body, around you. Exhale. 700,000. Inhale. 800,000. Inhale. 900,000. Inhale. Then let it out. You know what the next figure is. All you gotta do is one time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 1 million. 1 million milliamperes of light. Release it. Exhale. You're going to feel energy like really flushing into your head, literally. You might create a little tingling sensation. Don't be alarmed. You're just waking up the energy centers all over the top of your cranium. Now, I do advise that you don't stand up right away because you just took in a lot of energy. You just told the cell your memory to increase your light and to be fulfilled, and then to be overflowing in this millions of amperes of light. So across the top, you went from 1 to 100, then 1,000, then 10,000, then 100,000 to 1 million. Or 1,111,100 million amperes of light. The whole body somewhere is tingling with this energy. Relax. Now it's up right around, it's settling around your third eye. So think about the top of your head, place your awareness there. Place your awareness at the base of your skull. We're just knitting the energy. Be aware of your right temple and your left temple. Now act as like a big curtain of light. You're pulling it down. You actually pull your hands up to the top of your head and not close, but just pulling the energy over you like a sheet. Pointing toward the floor, reaching up, palms turning upward, inhaling. Over the top, your thumbs kind of face inward, fingers spread, pull the energy down and away from your body. Pyramid of light. One more time. Just feel it, pulling it in, relaxing, sitting up into it. Bring the hands together in front without touching or slightly touching, maybe just the thumbs. Reach out, press away, opening up the energy in front of you. You can simultaneously open up the energy behind you just by being consciously aware, bringing the thumbs together. feeling it along your back, and then pressing out. Very good. Let your hands either fall by your side or on your lap, palm up. Just relax into this. Now there's a few things that you did today. One is just to be consciously aware that you are a divine being and that you are reawakening to this fact. You might be harboring a physical form, but the physical form is really not you. You are your soul on the inside. So this physical form is your earth ship. And on the inside is you, the soul, directing it where it needs to go for the benefit, the highest good of the soul. You also learn that the astrological sun sign Scorpio has two other levels. One is the eagle, and the one after that is the dove, where it becomes the spirit of law, the spirit of word itself, the spirit of creation. You learn something hidden in the word telomeres, like go tell the mother, or speak with the mother, the ancient mother, but she's always communicating with you. You learn that you can move energy through your body. Now, sometimes you might have a little after effect, like a little trembling, a little jerking. That's because you're waking up the nervous system with that much millionth of an amperes of light running through your body, reawakening, and they begin to knit themselves. This is the unique thing. You don't have to have like a sewing kit mindset and try to bring in all of these fields of energy. Why? Because you have laid the blueprint for yourself millions of years ago inside this body that you chose from lifetime to lifetime. You remembered it, you brought it forth. But now, as Akhenaten says, ye are children of the sun, not of this earthly sun. That's just a part of it, but you're part of the great central sun. You are this brimming light that is infinite. And you must begin to act as if, in order to receive it, in order to feel it, in order to embrace it. Our time is now 5:49 p.m. Mountain, 7:49 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. If you'd like to be in touch with me and have some comments, you can always email me at iam.circleofgrace1@gmail.com or iam.circleofgrace1@yahoo.com. If you follow me or connected with me on Facebook, you can ask your questions there as well. You can Skype me on my number. My Skype number is 505-349-4722. Until next time, remember that my grace is your grace, our grace is your grace. Remember that divine grace is a blessing. As we are alive and well in the age of remembrance, see you next Thursday here at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 Eastern for the Zoom platform, or early Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Thor Ministry Radio Network with Decree and It Shall Be, or stop by the Age of Remembrance on Blog Talk Radio, Circle of Grace 1 in the Age of Remembrance at 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Mountain. See you next time. Thank you so much for your presence. See you soon.